Let us be totally honest for a second about the smartphone market. Buying a budget iPhone has historically felt like showing up to a VIP party through the back door. You get the shiny Apple logo on the device, sure, but the front of your screen usually screams to everyone around you that you actively tried to save a few bucks. Well, get completely comfortable, because the upcoming iPhone 17e is about to completely flip that old narrative. Today, we are diving deep into the absolute wildest leaks surrounding Apple's 2026 budget contender. We are talking massive design changes, secret internal chips, and one incredibly huge compromise that might just break your tech-loving heart. If you are currently trying to decide whether to save your money or splurge on a massive flagship, you absolutely need to hear this breakdown. And we have brand new supply chain updates as of February 26th that literally change the entire timeline. So, let's start with the exact release window. For the longest time, every leaker in the industry swore we would see this phone drop in February, exactly matching the release cycle of last year's 16e. But Apple loves to keep the tech world on its toes. According to analysts like Mark Gurman, Apple just completely ripped up the traditional calendar. Instead of a quiet winter press release, they are gearing up for a massive, in-person special experience event on March 4th. And they're broadcasting this simultaneously in New York, London, and Shanghai. That is a massive flex for a so-called budget phone. We expect the 17e to share the main stage with some next-generation M5 MacBooks and iPads. So, if your current phone is hanging on by a thread, you need to circle March 4th on your calendar right now. Now, let us get right into the juicy physical design updates. This is the exact part that has the entire tech community losing its collective mind today. For years, opting for the budget iPhone meant you were strictly stuck staring at that massive, prehistoric black notch at the top of your screen. But multiple highly credible sources are finally confirming the ultimate dream scenario. The iPhone 17e is officially ditching the notch and getting the highly coveted dynamic island. Yes, you heard that perfectly right. That premium, shape-shifting pill interface is finally trickling down to the $599 price point. Apple is essentially unifying their entire smartphone lineup, meaning your new budget phone will actually look like it was manufactured in this decade. They are also significantly shrinking down the bezels on this gorgeous 6.1-inch OLED screen. When you hold this device up in public, absolutely nobody will know you bought the cheaper model. But wait just a minute. Do not pull out your credit card just yet. This is Apple we are talking about here, and there is always a very specific catch involved. Let's call this the ultimate monkey's paw situation of the tech world. You get the beautiful dynamic island and sleek modern bezels, but the leaked specs make it brutally clear that the iPhone 17e is absolutely not getting the 120Hz promotion display. Apple is strictly locking this brand new device at a standard 60Hz refresh rate. Just let that harsh reality sink in for a second. We live in an era where you can easily buy a $300 budget Android from Google or Samsung that glides like absolute butter with a 120Hz screen. Yet, Apple's shiny new entry-level device will still be visually stuttering along at 60Hz. If you care deeply about snappy mobile gaming or ultra-smooth interface scrolling, this refresh rate cap is going to feel like a massive punch right to the gut. Tech forums are already calling this 60Hz limitation a complete and total deal-breaker. So, if the display technology is a mixed bag, what exactly is happening under the hood? Well, Apple is definitely not skimping on the raw computational power. The 17e is getting the brand new, highly efficient A19 chip. But in classic Apple fashion, there is a slight structural twist to be aware of. It is going to be a binned version of the processor, which basically means it might have one fewer GPU core compared to the silicon inside the standard $799 iPhone 17. Will you actually notice this missing graphics core while casually scrolling social media or typing emails? Absolutely not. It will perform like an absolute beast. And the very best part is that it packs exactly 8 GB of RAM. That is the precise magic number required to run all the brand new Apple Intelligence features entirely locally on your device. You get the fully upgraded Siri and massive software tricks without paying flagship prices. Now, let us get a little bit nerdy for a second, because this next internal change is secretly the most important upgrade for your daily battery life. For basically forever, Apple has heavily relied on Qualcomm to supply their cellular modems. But the 17E is finally breaking that long-standing chain. Apple is debuting their custom-built C1X modem right inside this budget chassis, alongside their new proprietary N1 networking chip. Why should you care about random alphabet soup names? Because this shift means dramatically better overall battery efficiency. It also directly brings vastly improved Wi-Fi 7 connection speeds and a dedicated ultra-wideband chip, so you can finally utilize the Find My network with pinpoint location precision. Apple is essentially using the 17E consumers as real-world beta testers for their billion-dollar custom modem technology. Moving quickly onto the camera hardware. To strategically keep the retail price at that sweet $599 spot, Apple is firmly sticking to a single camera setup on the back glass. But it is not a cheap lens. It is a highly capable 48MP fusion camera. Through some very clever software processing magic, it naturally gives you a 2x optical quality zoom that looks genuinely fantastic in daylight. You just will not get a dedicated ultra-wide lens. But if you are a massive selfie fanatic, there is amazing news ahead. The front-facing camera is getting a huge resolution upgrade to a new 18MP square sensor. Your daily FaceTime calls are going to look crystal clear, and the subject auto-framing is getting a massive computational boost. And thankfully, Apple actually listened to the loud consumer complaints from last year. The previous 16E famously stripped away the internal magnets for MagSafe to severely cut manufacturing costs, and the community entirely hated it. Well, the 17E is officially bringing MagSafe back in full magnetic force. We are talking 25W fast wireless charging compatibility, which is an absolute lifesaver when you are in a desperate rush. As for the external aesthetics, expect the classic minimal black and white, plus a brand new purple or lavender tint option that sounds totally gorgeous. +1. So, let us perfectly wrap this all up and figure out if this upcoming smartphone is actually a solid deal or just a brilliant marketing trap. The iPhone 17e is widely expected to firmly hold the line at a $599 starting price, though cautious insiders warn we might only receive 128 gigabytes of base storage for that amount. Meanwhile, that slightly older iPhone 16e is heavily rumored to drop in price down to an ultra-budget $499. Apple is clearly playing a very calculated psychological game right here. They generously give you the modern dynamic island and the convenient MagSafe, so you finally feel included in the premium club. But they deliberately throttle the visual screen experience to 60 Hz to annoy you just enough that you seriously consider upgrading to the standard iPhone 17. It is honestly incredibly smart corporate business strategy, but you have to carefully decide if it actually works for your personal needs. If you just need a super reliable daily driver, or if you are finally upgrading from an ancient phone with a physical home button, the 17e remains an absolute no-brainer. If you want to easily stay ahead of the massive tech curve and get the official confirmed hardware specs the very second Apple drops this new phone on March 4th, you absolutely need to smash that subscribe button right now. Make sure you actively turn on that notification bell, because there will be no extra fluff and no confusing corporate speak on this channel. Just the raw facts that matter to your wallet. Keep your tech game strong, and we will catch you guys in the next video.